Okay, so I think I'm going to start with my recording. So on my lab test 6. So since I'm not able to use Matlab for my presentation because Matlab is not functioning well for me, maybe it's because of some reason of my laptop. So I'm going to start with using Octave Online. So it's basically an online club, actually, online online system which is compatible to Matlab. So yes, I'm going to start with that. So first we read through the question. So the question says about it's requiring me to actually develop a custom function named convolution to perform convolution with normalization. And yes, of course, this is part A, and then we have part B, which is to read the image file, and then we have to do some custom function to call my convolution. And yes, image smoothing, image sharpening, contrast enhancement, which is using IM adjust, and also I have to display the original image, well as all these three images. So altogether there are four with the title each. So okay, let's just move to Octave. So I think I've already have the test convolution which has been given to me before this. Okay, by Sir. So let us start with function first. Okay, let us start with function. Okay, so my function here starts with function because here I'm not able to debug one per line, so which I am not able to type everything and then debug one by one. But here in Matlab can, but maybe here cannot. So I'm going to start with from scratch, which is I'm going to do each and every line, like from each line I'm going to enter. So we're going to start with the function. So the function normally is the normal bracket, which is a square bracket. And yes, we also have after that we also need to call the function, which is my convolution, and I have some input. Okay, my input here is basically the image I, which has to call in, and also the mask, which is h. Basically there is only two things that I have to call inside. So I'm going to put it I. It's a capital I, and H. H is for mask. Yes, of course, the function. Inside the function, the square bracket, we have to put the output. So our output here is basically I2 norm, which is the output norm. So I'm going to start, my battery is getting low, so I'm going to put my charger. Okay, output norm. So I2 lah, I2 norm. Okay. It's very wait. Okay, so maybe I should drag this here. It's not important. Okay. So yes, function. So I'm going to. I've already called the function which is my convolution function actually. So that's what I named it, my convolution function, because I want to make it something different. So and then I'm going to enter. Okay, so next will be, yes, of course, I can just get my data from here, which is already given to me. So basically perform convolution between image. So basically I'm going to start with perform convolution, which is the basically all the process is going to be inside my function. So perform convolution and then perform normalization, find the sum, compute, and also the formula, and until my that I'm going to assign my I2 norm as integer 8-bit. So control C, I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to enter, and I'm going to end this. Okay, let me explain. So let me explain one by one. So function I2 norm, my convolution function, actually I've already explained this. Perform convolution between image I and H mask S, mask H. So basically here I'm going to start with my convolution part, which is the process. So I2 over here is actually the image that I'm going to find, which is I'm filter double. Okay, I have to assign with double. So I'm filter here is actually, what is the meaning of I'm filter? Because if it's Matlab, I can use help, but here I'm using my Google to, because it's online, so I think I can just use Google to actually find what meaning of I'm filter. Okay, loading. It's loading. It's loading. Okay. Takes time. Sorry, my line is very slow, so kind of waiting. It's very slow. My line is very slow. Okay, what happened to my Google? Not responding. So this is what the problem is. Basically, my internet is very slow, and then my MATLAB is not functioning. So I think I have to use Octave, and then see, suddenly it's uh, this is what the problem is always. I have to wait for some time. Okay, finally. So actually, I'm filter here is a function that computes the value of each output pixel using double precision and floating point arithmetic. Basically, the function that computes the values of each output pixel. So that's what I got it from Google. And then yes, perform normalization. Before perform normalization, we need to find the sum. So yes, of course, the positive, which is especially positive, is basically more than 0, and negative is less than 0. So sum all positive. Yes, sum H is basically the mass, so you have to times with the values lah. And then compute the normalization max is always 255, and then normalization mean is 0. Pre-normalization max is equals to sum all positive times normalization max, and pre-normalization mean equals to sum all negative times normalization max. So I2 norm is equals to I2 minus pre-normalization mean, and divide by pre-normalization max minus pre-normalization mean times normal max minus normal mean. So then convert from the double to assign integer 8-bit, which is already this. So basically all the percentage here in front here is all is the what's that called, the one that I'm going to talk about. Okay. Okay, so now this is the function. So I'm going to just so I think I've already saved my function here. So exactly same, and then I'm ending it. Okay, now I'm going to clear all. So the function is already being saved. Clear all. Home, home, enter. So I'm going to clear everything, and I'm going to refresh this. Refresh, and I'm going to start with next text convolution, which has given to me also. Okay, now I'm going to start with after function. Now I already done with the function. Now I have to do the main part also, which is I'm going to call the image, call the inputs. So I'm going to call the inputs. First is read image, control C, which I'm going to read the image. Basically the image is already inside my file, so rise png, so it's already there, so I just have to call it out. And then yes, of course, the blurring part, the blurring mask. Okay, so here we have to do for both, which is smoothing and also sharpening. So when we have to do for both smoothing and sharpening, so what they have given to me is actually for smoothing. Okay, for smoothing, so that is what the mask is basically, h smooth. So the mask is basically all one. Enter, enter. Okay, so now I have image. Basically my image here is this is my output from my image have given to me based on my rise png here. And this is okay. Okay, now I'm going for h smooth. H smooth is basically if I already assign all one, so the same thing is over there. And now we're going to start with h sharp. Okay, okay. Now to get our h sharp, we need to get into the folder has been give the folder image processing. It's actually it's under here. I save it under IP and then go to nodes, and then you have to go to algebra and filter. So I think I've already opened that, so I'm going to just go through it. Okay, okay, slide 7 and 8. Okay, yeah, over here. So now I need to make it sharper. When I need to make it sharper, so we're going to start with this one. It can be either this or this, so I'm going to choose this, which is basically we have to use this filter. Okay, so 1 negative 2 1 1 negative 2 1 1 negative 2 1, and then negative 2 5 negative 2 negative 2 5 negative 2 negative 2 5 negative 2. And yes, next 1 negative 1 1 1 negative 2 1, sorry, 1 negative 2 1 1 negative 2 1. Okay, so now we have done, so 1 negative 2 1 negative 2 5 negative 2 1 negative 2 1. So I think it's right, so I'm going to press enter. Okay, so if you see my h sharp here is also 3 times 3, so 1 negative 2 1 negative 2 5 negative 2 1 negative 2 1. Okay, I think it's right. So next, so since we have for h sharp and I mean h smooth and h sharp, so let us we start with the next one, which is we're going to, since perform convolution, all this calculation has been already assigned in my function, so I don't have to repeat it here. So I'm going to start with to actually call my function. So I'm going to call my function because I'm done with this. So I'm going to call my function now. My function here. So I'm going to put his function, call function. Okay, I'm going to call function and then I smooth. Okay, I name it as I smooth. The image that I want to call is smooth image. My so okay, this is basically I'm going to call my function. So when I'm going to call my function, basically my function is my convolution function. If you see my convolution function, so this is my function. So I just have to actually assign the same thing here. So I just have to copy paste this thing, the whole thing. Just copy paste the entire thing. But just that I'm going to make, because this is what I want, which is image, the normal, the real image, which is I call as image, the basic, the original image, so which is I. So H here I'm going to use the mask of H smooth, because this is what I want, H smooth. So I'm done with this, and then I'm going to press enter. I smooth, okay, I smooth. Okay, if you see I smooth here, basically you can see 46, 68, 63, 64, 64, all these numbers are actually it's a mix, it's a I mean are times with H smooth, okay, the convolution between H smooth, this one, and also with I. Okay, so now since we have already done with I smooth, which is image for smoothing, and now we have to start with image for sharpening. Okay, image for sharpening, which is equals to my, so I think I can just copy paste the entire thing again. And now I'm going to start with sharp, because I need for H sharp, right? So I need to find sharpening. So I'm going to use H sharp because I've already make it H sharp over here. And yes, I can still use I smooth, because I'm going to use the I smooth, this image here. I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to use my sharpening. My sharpening based on my I smooth. So I smooth H sharp. Okay, so enter. So now I've already for H sharp. My H sharp is actually the calculation between the H sharp and also I smooth. So between both this, and then I'm going to do I contrast, because I need to, because based on my question I have to do three things, which is smoothing, sharpening, and also contrast. Okay, contrast is a bit easy, where I have to use I'm adjust only. So okay, what is the meaning of I'm adjust? Let me Google it. Let me Google what is meaning of I'm adjust. Okay, so I'm adjust. What is meaning of I'm adjust? I'm adjust maps the intensity values in grayscale image I to new values in J. So basically the image it will assign by itself the intensity, it seems. So I think the by default I'm just saturates the bottom 1% and the top 1% of the pixel values. This operation increases the contrast of the output of the image J. So basically it increase the contrast. Okay. So I'm going to use I contrast to make it easier for me to understand later when I'm going to review it, or maybe. So I'm going to use I'm adjust as normal. So here I'm going to use I'm sharper. I'm adjust, I'm sharper, because I already have the image for sharper. So I'm just going to use the sharper also again. And okay, not sharper, it should be sharp, because I named it as I sharp. Yes, I sharp. So it should be I sharp, and enter. I contrast. Okay, I'm just okay. So now you already have a new values for I for I contrast. Yes, for next I have to start with to create the figure. So basically to create the figure, I already have in my test convolution, so which is already given here to display my figure. So Okay, so I'm going to create new figure here. So to make it like it balance. Okay, and I'm going to make display. I'm going to display my display output, display output image. So how am I going to display? So I'm going to display each and everything. So which is almost done, going to done. Now we're going to do in part B. So display now we're going to do some display for original image. Display original image, because we have to start with original image, we have to see the original ones. Enter. And then I have to use subplot 2, 2, 1. Okay, subplot here, I have to make it all the subplot. I will make it 1, 2. So basically, this is what I mean is it's 2 rows, 2 columns. The first one is row, the second one is column. So basically, I need like 2 rows, 2 columns, which is like a rectangle, which is divided by 4 boxes. And now I'm going to put my original image in my first box. So that is why I made it first. So I'm going to enter. So it will be here, and then I'm going to show because I'm not able to do all, like, I'm not able to debug everything, so I have to do one by one. So that is why this thing come up, like, because this is the plot. So I'm not able to write everything here and then to run. So I have to do one by one. So it is like that. So I don't know what to do. So I think I'm sure now. So if you see my first image over here, and now I have to make title for this is also is as original image. So if you see the title here, it will not be good. So enter. So if you see the original image here, this part, just now we start with plot, and then we have I'm sure. So I have to bring up the original image. This is the original rise PNG. This is the original rise PNG image. This I've already assigned the title here. So next we have to do again for we have to now since we have done with original image, we have to display. Next we have to display the sharper image. Display a smoothen image. Smoothen image, which is after our normalization, which is subplot 2, 2, 2. So this should be in the right hand side, which is beside the original image. So it should be 2. Hey, sorry, it's supposed to be subplot. Subplot, sorry, wrong spelling. Okay. I think there should be any issue. Okay, enter. Okay, if you see, it's already at the beside. It's already at the side here, over here. It's in the right side. So just now I accidentally didn't put O here, so that's why it's having problem. So now I'm sure again. I'm sure I'm sure I'm sure So now I'm going to put smooth because I want to find the image for smoothing. So I think I put smooth and enter. So I already have my smooth image here. So I have not titled it. If you see, there's difference between original and the smooth one. Smoothen one, it becomes like a bit very blurry, and it's not so sharp. It's very blurry, and the picture looks so very yeah, it's very blurry. If you see the compared to this and this, you can't see the wait, let me show you this way. It looks very different. There's so much difference here. I can see the difference. I think it's very easily can see the difference. Okay. You can see from here the difference. It's very big difference. Okay, so so later I'm going to I have to put title for this because a title is required. Smoothen image. Smoothed image. Okay, let me see the title if there's title appeared. Yay! Okay, the title appeared. So the title here, this is original and this is smoothen one. So I think I come up with the title ready. So it's working. Okay, nice. So next again we have to go with to display. Now I'm going to display my sharpen image. Display my sharpen image. And I'm going to start with my subplot again. Subplot. So I don't want to make the same mistake just now. 2, 2, 3. So basically this is what it should be somewhere here because this is 1, this is 2, so it should be 3 here. So it should be, why I'm saying this is 2 is basically the row and 2 is column. So it's I have like one row, another row is coming over here, and we have 2 columns. And now I have to place this image in the position of number 3. So I'm going to enter. If you see, I'm going to enter, and you can see the plot over here. You can see the plot, so it's in the number 3 position. But now I have to call the I'm going to call the image, right, just now. So I'm going to call my my sharpen image. I think I've done with the smoothen, so now I have to go with the sharp image, sharp. So I'm going to call it enter. Okay, enter. So finally I got the image. So I think it's very clearly can be seen the image becomes sharper where I am not able to see the rice very clearly. It's very light, and yeah, the background is very pale. So I think yes, I think this is the right one. So image title here, I'm going to put title for my sharpen image. Sorry, it should be one quoted. Sharpened image. Okay, I'm going to press enter. So it's quite good, nice. So I got my sharpened image here. So I have my original, my smoothen image, and also my sharpened image. So I think, okay, nice. Okay, now I have to make another display for my contrast because I think I've already did my contrast just now using I'm adjust. So I'm going to start with display contrast enhanced image. Okay, enter. Okay, so now I'm going to display my contrast enhanced image, which I'm going to use again my subplot. My subplot is 2 because 2 rows, 2 columns, and also the 4th position, so which is in this over here. This is the 4th one. So I'm going to press enter. Okay, you're going to see the plot here. See, there's a new plot here. So my image is going to come over here. So I'm going to display no, not display. I'm sure. So means display here, I'm sure, because image is going to be shown. So I'm going to use eye contrast because just now I use eye contrast as my to call my image out. So eye contrast. Yes, finally I got it. So eye contrast, if you see the pictures is very contrast, can even see the can even wait, over here. See the image here, it's a bit very very contrast in terms of the colors. I can see the two types of gray, and then the rice all can be seen very bright. It's very bright. So it's very bright, so it can be seen clearly. Okay, so now I'm going to do my title. So my title here is the last part, which is very last title, contrast images. Contrast enhanced image. Contrast enhanced image. Sorry, this. Okay, so I'm done. I got all my 4 with all titles. So this is my original one. If you see the comparison between this and this, let me show you the comparison part. This one, okay, and this. Okay, so I just bring my video over here. Okay, if you see here, I got my contrast. Okay, so this is my original image. Okay, so my original image, my smoothen image, my sharpen image, and contrast image. So basically, I got all the images here. So I think so far everything is fine. And my eye contrast, my sharpened eye sharp, the image for eye sharp. Basically, this is the values, the pixel values lah for this. And then for eye smooth, and then H sharp, and then H smooth. Okay, so I'm done. So if you want to see it's the entire function, it is my function. So I've already saved it here, and then my test is basically my convolution test is basically what I have to do. All my data is already here. So I'm done. So the same thing actually I've already displayed here. Okay, so this is my lab test 6. So finally I got my output. The connection is lost and attempting to reconnect. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so that's it. Clear all home. So I can still run this file because my function file is here and my test is here. So if I run, I still got the same values plus my images. Okay, so I'm done. Yeah, thank you very much to listen to my lab test 6. I'm presenting it through Octave Online. It's an online software to present all my lab test 6. Okay, thank you for listening, and yeah.